Hello, welcome back to an episode of Robert's Kitchen. I haven't done one of these in 2 years. Today I'm going to make you lunch that my mom used to make for us when we were kids. So come on, let's go. Okay, into your pan goes a little bit of olive oil. Turn that sucker on and let it get nice and hot. Okay, when your oil is hot, you're going to add finely diced celery, finely diced onion, and a finely diced carrot. And no, I am not making bolognese sauce. I'm going to stir that around a little bit. And we're just going to let that cook and simmer down. Into that, we're going to grate 2 cloves of garlic. And we're grating it because I can't stand to get pieces of it. So just grate garlic in there. Okay. I'm going to let that cook down and get nice. You're going to cook it until the carrots, the celery, the onions are all soft. So that'll hasten the process if you cover it a little bit so that the steam will cook it. Alright, well that's cooking. We're going to boil a pot of water. And we're going to salt the hell out of it. That's about right. Oops, wrong stove, wrong burner. Alright, put that on and cover that. Okay, we're going to check on our carrots and onions and celery. You don't want to cook this too fast because you don't want it to burn. But it's coming along nicely and it looks like it's almost done. Okay, let's check on our pot again. That looks like it's cooked nicely. So we're going to add to this 2 pounds of ground sirloin. 2 pounds of ground sirloin. I don't know if you guys can see me. See, I'm here. It's hard to do the camera and do cooking at the same time. So I'd rather have you see the pot than have to see me. All right. When you're done handling meat, wash your hands. Okay, we're going to break this all up. And you know what? Let me get a fork to break this up because that ain't working too well. You want your meat broken up. And put the flame on a little bit higher so it browns nicely. You want this all to get brown. And to this, we're going to add our seasonings. We're going to add some salt. Some ground pepper. Tiny bit of oregano. Just a little bit of fresh ground thyme. Not too much. Thyme has a very strong flavor, so you don't want to add too much of it. And just continue to stir this until it's nice and brown. Okay, while the meat's browning, I'm going to rip up some fresh basil and put it in there. You could use parsley if you want. You could use both parsley and basil. I just prefer the basil. And I prefer fresh herbs. I really, if I can, I try not to use the dry ones. And we're gonna mix that up nice. All right, our meat's brown. There is a little bit of water in there, but I'm gonna keep that in there because I want to dilute the tomato sauce when I put it in. I don't want it because the tomato sauce out of the can is too thick, so that water will help dilute it. So we're gonna use 1 can, big can, of tomato sauce and a little can of tomato sauce. And we're just going to stir that all up. And we're going to let that simmer for at least a half an hour. When it simmers, all that water is going to evaporate and it'll be a heck of a lot thicker than what it is now. I hope anyway. You also have the option of when the meat is mostly brown and there's all that liquid in there, you have the option of just pouring it off and just adding your tomato sauce. I like to do it this way. And I also have 2 pots of water on the stove boiling. My husband likes gluten-free and I like regular. So we're going to have gluten-free pasta and I'm going to have regular pasta with this. So let this cook and I will be back. Let's hope it thickens. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes and I'm going to sprinkle some, this is shaved or actually grated Locatelli Romano cheese. Don't buy the store-bought stuff that's already grated. Try and grate it fresh yourself. It gives this totally different flavor. So much fresher. So I'm going to sprinkle some on there and stir that up, and it is thickening, which is great. And to that, I'm going to add some cayenne pepper. Not too much, just to give it a little kick. There we go. All right, our water's boiling. So for the regular pasta, I'm going to use these guys. And I don't know. That looks like a good amount. And I'll have it left over. So when I go to work, I could bring a lunch. That looks like a good, maybe I'll add a little bit more. There we go. What the heck? And you know what? I'll add the whole box. There we go. Pasta's always good. That, and for the gluten-free one, we're going to do these elbows. If I can get it open. Maybe I can't get it open. There we go. Okay. Alrighty. Pasta's cooking. Sauce is simmering, or chopped meat is simmering. It's not really sauce. Chopped meat is simmering. And we'll be back. So it's all done. There you have it. It's topped with fresh parsley and some freshly grated Locatelli Romano. And let's see how it tastes. Hopefully it tastes as good as it looks. Just like Mama used to make. Buonissimo. Ciao.